Hey, how's it going, guys? If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob. I'm a software consultant. I help businesses with analytics, dashboards, automation, and a little bit of machine learning. So this is a deep dive technical project. So this is for people that are more interested in actually creating pipelines to analyze text, or if you're just trying to, if you're working in e-commerce and you're curious how machine learning would apply, this video is for you. But it is more on the technical side. So this project involves using Python to set up a data processing pipeline. So this project was about analyzing Amazon customer reviews for products. So it was intended for, if say a big company that had a slew of products, where they might want to analyze the customer reviews, but they might have tens of thousands or more reviews to go through, and they might be trying to figure out, like, all right, what are the common things customers are saying, so that we can tweak our product listings, product descriptions, and advertising in a way that speaks to that, and also to possibly improve the product if people are making complaints or saying, hey, we really, we wish this was different, or we really like this. That way they can double down on what works and improve what isn't working. So the purpose of this project is going to take a couple thousand boxing glove reviews, and we're going to run it through a machine learning pipeline using tools like Python, using Spacey, which is an open source natural language processing tool, and eventually using it to create labels to identify common things that customers talk about in the reviews. So the way this pipeline is going to work, we're going to read this data from CSV. So we have the data in here. So we have all these different reviews, and what this is we're taking this information and we're consolidating it. That way we can just say, hey, we've got 1,000 reviews, do the same thing, for as many times as there are reviews. So what's going on is, all right, we're going to read the reviews, and then we're going to use Spacey to analyze them. So what Spacey is used for is, we're trying, one, it's nice because it's free. But what's cool about Spacey is, if you're going through a review, there's probably only a few words that really matter, at least for analysis like this, when you're trying to find, what are the common trends. So basically what we're trying to do is distill down a review into its key components. So we're going to look for, like, the nouns, adjectives, etc. Like in the case of boxing gloves, like, we're not really too concerned with the words the, of, and, etc. We're trying to figure out, like, what are people saying about the quality? What are they saying about the material? What are they saying about how it fits, etc. So we're trying to find, like, the features, like, so the nouns would be about the material, and adjectives, which would be how they describe the different features of the product. So what's going on here is this is just setup. So this is setting up the pipeline so that we can use OpenAI and use Hugging Face. And if you're unfamiliar with Hugging Face, basically they are trying to be the open source library or they're trying to be the big repository / library for all these different open source models. So Llama 3 is up there. Older version, I think GPT-2 is up there, and a slew of really specialized models across all domains, whether it be text analysis, video analysis, audio transcriptions, everything. Basically any kind of data processing you want, they have a model for. So that's just setting that up. What we're going to do is we're going to read in that CSV, and we're going to fetch some of these reviews. So each of these is very comfortable, blah, blah, blah. So we've got 10 reviews here just to show you what's going on. And we're going to use Spacey to actually parse those reviews. So we're trying to get the key information, and we're trying to standardize it, because what I was trying to do with this particular project is just see what are the things that are common across these reviews. Like, what are the most common things people talk about? Like, what are they saying about the quality? Are they complaining about the smell? Do they think it's too tight? So what we're doing here is we're using Spacey. It's just a free open source NLP library. So what we're going to do is we're going to extract the keywords, and we're going to lemmatize them. So lemmatizing just refers to getting the root of a word, because For example, we have change here. So we have change, changing, changes, change, changer, and it all distills down into change. And the reason why we want this is we just want to figure out like what is the most common word that was used across all these. Because if we're, for example, we're concerned with change across all across these reviews, we might, if we have these 5 different versions, it might look like there's only 20. It's only mentioned like 20% as often. This lets us aggregate it up. So we say, oh, okay, they mentioned this a lot. They just had slightly different spellings of the same idea. We're going to kick out the stop words. Stop words, it's context dependent. So words like was, the, and, etc. These are words that just relate words to other words, but they're not the key. They're not the parts that really capture the meaning. So we're going to use this to basically find out which words are most commonly used. And we're going to kick out the stuff that doesn't really matter. So it's going to take a minute for this to load. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. Okay, cool. Took a minute to load. What this is doing is it's showing it's loading the model so that we can lematize these reviews, remove the stop words. So I'm going to show you what some of this stuff looks like. So we can see, that, you know, this now kind of looks like gibberish. So we have comfortable son, right fit. But if we go back up here, very comfortable for my son, right fit. Great glove, feels amazing. The sizes. So basically what it's done is it's just distilled these sentences down, or these reviews down, into just the words that have the most meaning, because we're just trying to figure out what are the common ones that are used across all of these, and then we can do deeper analysis later. So it's done that for all these. The nice part about Spacey is it's quite quick. Now this is a relatively small data set, but so you can see it didn't take that long to process all that, and now we can see like what are the common words that people are bringing up across all their reviews. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find the most common ones. So we're taking those distilled reviews. I'm going to pause this while this runs. Okay, cool. Finished running. So now we have some of the most common words. So this is kind of what we did, and this is why we wanted to standardize those words. So we have glove, great, good, hand, fit, bag, quality, love. So these are the things that people are commonly talking about across these. These are the things that are mentioned. So we have quite a lot. I mean, to be expected, we had thousands of reviews. So it makes sense we get a lot of words to look at here. So now we're going to sample these reviews. So now we're going to sample these reviews to be able to create labels, because ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to assign categories to each review. So we can say like, hey, these are the specific product features that people were talking about, whether it be something about like what's the material made out of, how comfortable is it, how tight is it, how durable is it, and what people are saying. That way we can assign we can create a series of features, and we can assign, and then with each of those features we can assign what people are saying about them. It's like, is the quality good or bad? Is the fit good or bad? Does it smell good or bad? Or whatever quality might be relevant with the product. So I'm going to run. What this is doing is it's going through those reviews, ones that mention any of those words, and it's saying we're going to grab 20 reviews per each of the, I think it was the top, the top 20 keywords that we were looking for, and then we're going to pass that off to OpenAI and say, hey, based on these 20 reviews, give us some give us like deeper categories to assign to each of these product reviews. So I'm going to pause this while I run this code. Okay, so that code ran. So now this is where we're actually going to use OpenAI to analyze those reviews and give us some categories. So this code's a little dated. So at this point, I probably would use Grok and Llama 3 because it's blazing fast. Or you can use Claude, or you can still use GPT 4.0. There's a whole lot of ways you could make the same thing happen. But what it's doing is it's passing the reviews off to OpenAI to use their GPT 4.0 model to figure out like, hey, what are some categories based on these reviews? So it's gonna take a little bit to run, so I'm gonna continue pausing this video. Cool, so it was actually pretty quick about creating those categories. So we have our things like wrist support, fit and sizing, padding and protection, comfort, durability, design and aesthetics, breathability, ease of use. So all things that would make sense for boxing gloves. And now what we're gonna do, so we're gonna use the Transformers pipeline. So what this is this is one of the Hugging Face models that I'd mentioned earlier. And what we're gonna use it to do is we're gonna have it read the review and then assign a category. And so we're gonna say, hey, we've got these 10 categories based on the content of this review. Which category does that review belong in? So I'm gonna run this. It's gonna take a little bit to load, so I'm gonna pause the video again. All right, cool. So now I'm actually gonna run this for some of the reviews. So we got 20 of these, so it's gonna take about a second or two. So the first part is the review. The second part is the label. So very comfortable for my son, right fit. So comfort makes sense for this one. Great glove, feels amazing. The size is a bit small, so talk about the fit and sizing. If you take a look at them, you notice the vinyl on one of them. The gloves is tearing in two places, material quality. So it's actually doing a decent job. Like, this is a very simple example. You could have way more categories to put the reviews in, and you could add you can add multiple, because they might mention the durability and the comfort, and you could have mention both of those features. But this is just, hey, let's assign one for simplicity's sake. So that is the quick and dirty of this project. This is just a fast way to get up and running with machine learning for text analysis, to use it for in the e-commerce space. But you could really apply this with just anything where you have where you're trying to analyze the opinions of a lot of people about a particular topic. Like, you could use this with social media. You could use this to analyze ads. You can use this for just really anything that involves text that you want to categorize and see what the common trends are. So hope you got something out of this video. If you'd like to hear more from me, just click the link in the video description, schedule a call with me. I appreciate you watching the video. Take care, guys.